Hello, everybody. It's David Ruff, and I'm coming to you again tonight because my goodness, the news is changing like crazy. Inflation is going crazy. They say that it's under control, and it is not. But the crazy part is all your fault. And this is what we're going to be getting into today to see what situation we're in today, how you can protect yourself, and how you can make sure your family is not going to get hurt by this. All right, let's get into some of these shocking articles that I wanted to share with you. Okay. Our first article is here. I want you to look up the Financial Post. In the Financial Post, the article is called Wages Key to Pace of the Bank of Canada's Remaining Rate Hikes. Wages are the key, okay? Climbing wages run risk of entrenched inflation, warns the Deputy Minister Carolyn Rogers. Climbing wages run the risk of entrenched inflation. So, just what does that mean? It means that your wage hikes that are going up, if you do get any, are going to damage what the central bank is doing. That's what's bananas to me. Okay, Bank of Canada Senior Deputy Governor Carolyn Rogers said last week that the central bank is wary of a wage price spiral as workers take advantage of record level of job vacancies to insist on salary increases that match this year's spike of cost of living. This could cause inflation to become entrenched, as employers likely would seek to recoup higher labor costs by charging more for goods and services. Are you seeing this the same way I am? The central bank is wary about wages going up. And it says if you do get more, you're likely to pay more for the products. They're angry at you. They're angry at you for asking for a price rise. So the cost of living has gone bananas. Homes have gone up homes have gone down 50% in some areas. Food is up 50%. Fuel is up 50%, sometimes 100%. Costs have gone crazy. And now you go to your employer and ask you for more wages because of that. And they'll tell you now, no, we can't do it because we're fighting inflation. And the government doesn't want you to go to your boss and say, I need extra money, right? Because that is going to tank the government. So they want you to remain poor. They want you to remain struggling, which to me is just ludicrous. Remembering all along, hang on a second, remembering all along that this inflation came about not just because of the war in Ukraine, not just because of that, but other problems like they're banning fertilizer in a lot of places so they can only make 30% as much food. How is everyone going to eat anymore? It comes with printing money to the tune of trillions of dollars. Of course, that's not their fault, right? No, not at all. We didn't print the trillions of dollars, right? It didn't happen like the Bank of Canada came out. We didn't create extra dollars. Come on. We're not stupid, right? We know that printing of money is the number one way to cause inflation, but they don't want to take any blame in that, right? They're going to say it's because you are the problem because you are asking for a pay raise. Unbelievable to me. That is just crazy how it's our fault. Okay, let's go on. So they don't want you to go and ask for a raise. Crazy. Workers are looking at the rate of inflation and what it's doing to their purchasing power, their budgets, and they're looking at the same tight labor markets and they're thinking, I need a raise. Yeah. Yes, you're asking for a raise. Life is getting more expensive. I don't understand how this is my fault. They're like, how dare you think that you need a raise? How dare you? That is just crazy, right? Crazy talk. Okay. So that is the deputy minister. Okay. That's crazy. Okay, so now let's look at this. The government has decided that they want to give money away because inflation has gone up. Remembering that printing money is what causes inflation. Okay, now I want you to go check out this article, financialpost.com. The government aid to help with rising price risks fueling inflationary fire. The government spending is causing an inflationary fire. Of course they are. Of course they are, guys. Come on. So the article continues, Financial Post, Canadians are making their frustrations with the rising cost of living known. Politicians are listening. The latest trend among governments in Canada is to send money directly to households to help them with decades high inflation. Are you even listening to this? This would be spanking a child and the child crying because he got spanked and saying, guess what? I'm just going to spank you some more. That's going to help more. Of course, that sounds ridiculous, but printing money is what got us into the inflationary problem. And your solution to deal with that is to print even more money. Preposterous. And this is where I come back to the point that the central bankers have hundreds of economists working for them in Canada, thousands working for them in the United States, thousands working on it. There's no way that any of these guys didn't pay attention on their first day in class and know that if you print too much money, there's inflation. It's rule 101, first day in class, thousands of years. Okay. So either you're negligent or you're doing it maliciously. So either you had no idea that this is the case, that it would do it, and you shouldn't be in the job, or you did it maliciously and you shouldn't be there. You've done it deliberately. Like you should go to jail for doing something like that. Absolutely crazy to me. Let me know what you think. I'd love to know what you think below. So they're going to create more inflation by printing even more money and sending it to more people. The article on Financial Post continues, in a period of high inflation and excess demand, cutting taxes or handing out checks can add fuel to the inflationary fire, and it makes the job of the central bank worse. Absolutely. Absolutely. The provinces already are, either through rebates or income support. Most residents in Ontario, in Quebec, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba have or soon will be receiving payments designed to help with inflation. Are we even on the same page here? Inflation came because you printed, and your answer is to create more inflation. There's nobody that is accurate, I believe, because everything I see on the news says the government has no idea what they're doing. The government is making a lot of mistakes. They have no idea what they're doing. I think they know exactly what they're doing. This is a coordinated thing. It's happening in all countries around the world, all at the same time. It's coordinated. It's not an accident, right? Come on. Okay, guys. So let's go down. So last bit here. But from a policy perspective, we all know that sending out money as an inflation-supported measure is inherently inflationary. Of course, they admit it on like paragraph 19 down the way. All right. So how are we doing? But now is the best time to buy, right? Check out this article right here, guys. What does that article say right there? Markets hit peak fear over the summer, says Goldman Sachs. Peak fear. Read into that. What does that mean? That means, the scary time in the summer is gone. Now is a great time to buy. We're past the tough times. Okay. So that's with this numpty. All right, let's go to the next article here. This is on Sky News. Look at that one. They are going to be telling you now is a good time to be a buyer in the property market. Now is a great time. Come on, you guys. Of course, he works with a property group, right? He says it's probably a great time to be a buyer right now. We're seeing a lot of properties on the market, and it gives you a little bit of breathing room. Great time to be a buyer. This is where I warn everybody. This is one of my rules. Interview a bunch of different realtors before you actually hire one. You have to make sure that you have somebody really good that has your best interest at heart. So if you talk to a realtor last January and he says, now's a great time to buy, and February is a good time to buy, March is a good time to buy, June was a good time to buy, August is a good time to buy. Listen, man, they're just out to get a commission. So, if they're saying that all the time, you can't listen to them. You got to do your own homework, your own due diligence, right? If a realtor truly had your best interest at heart, he would be reading the market to see what is happening, right? I spend 3 to 4 hours a day reading to make sure that I'm on top of this. Realtors don't do that. You need to be able to study your markets and be diligent about it. Okay, only a couple more. So markets hit with peak fear, best time to buy stocks. Now, real estate is a great time to be a buyer, right? of course. But at the same time, in reality, what is happening to a bunch of our markets these days is, sorry, this article was on the Globe and Mail. It's not coming up, but natural gas is being cut in Western Canada. So in Alberta right now, we are having massive cuts. Does that make any sense? No. We're in massive shortages for fuel across, especially Europe, but they're saying, don't worry, you guys. We're just going to keep cutting. Now, go check out the financialpost.com. This article, there is more at risk in Canada's housing downturn than just prices. It says the challenge for the Bank of Canada is to determine when to ease off on the economy, not just houses, before it starts to shrink. So they're worried about the economy going down. Listen, you guys, 54% of all businesses have already laid off people or are thinking of laying off people. Half the companies, as prices go up and they cannot raise their prices fast enough to compensate, they will have to lay off employees. So as more and more employees are going down, right, the economy is going to get worse and worse as employees are getting laid off. And in addition, inflation is going to the moon. Okay, so this is going to be a mega problem. But, you have articles that say the bank says, don't worry, we have it under control. And a real estate agent saying it's the best time to buy. And Goldman Sachs mega bank is saying it's the best time to buy stocks. You guys see what I'm saying? You got to look through this, okay? Don't always believe what is being told to you. Let's go to another article. This is in theprovince.com. Real estate holdings drop by a record $322 billion in Canada. Canada's household experienced a decline of almost $1 trillion in the second quarter. $1 trillion in one quarter down. That's between stocks and housing prices. Crazy. The value of residential real estate holdings held by households fell by $419 billion in the 3 months between April and June. Financial assets, stocks dropped by another $531 billion. And if we extrapolated this out to now, we're at easily another $1 trillion down. Notice it is the largest drop on record. Okay, guys, so how do we break all of this down, okay? In reality, what is the reality of what's happening out there versus what is the government telling you? And we have to decipher between the two. We are having massive problems in Europe. No fuel anywhere. Fuel getting stopped being made out in Western Canada. Food prices are going crazy. Home prices are collapsing. In Toronto, many types of homes are down 50, 30, 40%, depends on the type of home. Huge. Hundreds of thousands of dollars gone. At the same time, all your retirement is evaporating. The crypto market is down. The stock market is down. Real estate market is down. Yet, everybody on the news is saying, don't worry, we have this under control. Don't worry, there's not even a recession. We're not even in a recession. How can we not even come to a consensus by agreeing that we are in a recession and that there's a problem? How can we have the largest debts on record, the most credit card usage on record, the fastest depletion of savings in all the accounts on record? The net worth of households in Canada is largest drops on record. Yet everyone is saying, do you think we're in a recession? Come on, man. Honest. We need to be honest with each other. We understand that everything is more politicized these days, right? And this isn't telling you, vote left, vote right, vote whatever flavor you want. This is a human condition that everybody right now is losing everything and we're going into turmoil. So what is the best things to do? Number one, I always say stock up and take care of your household first. Make sure that you have a lot of diapers, a lot of clothes, a lot of stuff for your kids. The things that you need will run out. There will be more and more shortages. Everyone keeps sending me pictures of them in stores with empty shelves. Make sure you have the stuff. Make sure you have your cosmetics, your cleaning supplies. Did you see all the soaps were out? Hand soap, laundry soap, dishwasher soap, empty aisles. So go buy that stuff, buy food, buy stuff in your home. At the same time, you should be investing in your education. What do you think? These are my top 2 books of the year. I think you should be reading those. Ray Dalio and Peter Zian. Read it, educate yourself. In addition, start going to buy things like gold, which is off the market, which holds its value. Silver. Remember, we don't buy these to make money, even though it's lovely to make money with it. We want to buy it to preserve our purchasing power. If you have a little bit more disposable income, and I'm talking about putting like 1%, that's when you go out and buy something like Bitcoin and Ethereum. You need to be getting your house in order during these tough times. Now, there's some great opportunities for you coming up. We are going to see bottoming of prices on all the luxury stuff. If you're talking Sea-Doos, ATVs, cottages, fancy homes, whatever, all those prices will come down. So the people who are prepared for this, we're going to be able to buy all of those things at massive deals. So I can't wait to buy a lot of properties for pennies on the dollar. I have been trying to tell as many people as I know for as long as I know to be careful about this. And so you guys, please be careful. As you know, I'm always out for your health, wealth, and happiness. I want you to continue to crush it. If you know even one person that this could help, please send it to them. We would really appreciate it. Please remember to follow me on all the channels and like and subscribe to this. Means a lot to me. Anyway, as you know, I'm always here for you, and I'll see you on the next video. Hey, you guys, thank you very much for staying to the end. If you like that video, you might like this video, and you might like this one too.